edition of Fintechs in Kenya Breakfast. We are looking forward to a fantastic and informative session, and we are equally excited to be here.
Offices, because we represent your interests, so we want to understand what it is that you do, the challenges that you go through on a daily basis, and therefore we want to engage with you so that we understand the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. As you say in Kenya, vitu kwa ground. Can be able to run some of these initiatives and can be able to support the ecosystem.
Little is we feel that when our staffs are moving, maybe you will peek into the data and say where this staff is going for presentation.
Help me appreciate Mr. Mohammed Suleiman as he comes on stage to guide us in the next part of the discussion.
For you to talk to any regulator, they will ask you, have you talked to EcoBank? Are they supporting you? So we do not want any of you to start that journey again while we know what to do. So regulation as a service is something we know we can offer. For you guys to come and say, I have this working in Kenya, I just want to plug and play. Don't ask me to go and learn French. Don't ask me to go and learn new regulation in French and all that. So these are things that we know we have the capability, but having it internally, as I said, does not bring any value to you because you don't have to repeat and take it again and again. Take Flutterwave and all the other. We sponsor them. The evaluation is much higher than ours. So we know the potential that is in helping the fintechs to get to the level they want to.
Together with EcoBank. So when Mohammed was looking for me, saying how do I break into the community, and my response was they need to pitch to startups. Startups are always pitching to investors, and it's time for partners to pitch, right, and say this is our offering, this is what we can do for you. So I'm really hoping that we get your participation and engagement, and it's quite critical. To have a partner who can scale with you in 33 countries is incredible. And what he's talking about, regulation as a service, the ability to plug into their footprint is something very few people can offer.
But we've got so much data, but we don't want to show it. We show it in piecemeal, as an individual. So what I'm looking at is, how do I turn this data into insights for all? It's not just about lenders. It's about businesses, about fintechs. How do you as a fintech know that the industry I'm going into makes sense? And yet, you don't have that data. We have that data. We've got data on 19 million Kenyans, on their behavior, on the way they do things. How do I put it in a format that the regulator is happy, but in a format that you'll be able to appreciate and be able to say, this business makes sense for me. This market segment makes sense for me. So I think that's what brings me up. How do I, what's the word you guys use? Democratize data for all to be able to use and visualize for their own business.
Your salary, obviously that amount is deducted. If you don't have an HR system, I also give the HR system. So that's the journey, and we keep trying so many things. Some things work, some things don't work, but I'm extremely lucky person to be here. My journey, I love what I do, and if I have to do it again and again, I would always do this what I've done.
I think when you look at the payments journey, when we all started, I think there was just before even the M-Pesa, we used to have the SMS banking, where you would say, you send a message, BAL or balance to a modem, and that modem was probably a 3310. I don't know, for those who know Nokia, 3310. So you put some, it had a device where it reads SMSs, so you send a message, it picks up, and then behind the scene it checks your balance, and then sends back. So those were the early days of us doing the initial integrations into the payments ecosystems.
Let me say probably 3-4 years ago, was that the market had grown tremendously. I like to think of the first 10 years, the first phase of the digital credit industry. And it was a question of what would the next 10 years actually become. So just back to this idea of 3-4 years ago, we had grown from being a market pioneer in 2014 to having 300 plus competitors, just digital credit providers. In addition to that, all banks were starting to open up the ecosystems in the same ways. In addition to that, of course, telcos had also evolved a lot into that space. And some of the bigger lessons we started to learn as a company is gone were the days of what I'd call siloed products, where you were essentially just serving a very singular need, especially if you're a direct-to-consumer product. Gone are the days of just having a very single financial need. And customers were actually looking for a partner. They'll actually literally call it a financial partner or a friend. Someone who would actually come in and solve the entire ecosystem of their needs, and solve it in ways that we call it like truly interoperable and truly affordable. One of the things Muni always says is, payments is already a race to zero. So as you're building ecosystems, it was a question of thinking about who's actually bearing the cost of the transactions that the customer is doing. And that's some of the work that I know Sasapi and Daniel have been doing quite well.
4, 3, 2, and 1. Congratulations, Makofi Kamadali. Let's put our hands together as we appreciate this Africa Fintech Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, go give a coffee. Let's put a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. Delegates on the floor, Makofi Kamadali. Congratulations. Congratulations. We're looking forward to the Africa Fintech Festival, and it has officially been launched.
When I first heard the story and where we're at now, you can tell the passion and everything they put in. And I truly appreciate you for believing in myself and the team that we have that organized this. And we're going to do well this year. Thank you to everybody, and have a lovely, it's still morning, we're in time, and have a lovely day. Bye.